What is up, everybody? Today I am super excited to be heading upriver. Two things. One, I'm going to try and stop at a spot. I have my underwater housing. I am working on a different video from a different perspective. I'm hoping that I can get some good underwater footage of river herring running up river to spawn. Now, they are illegal to possess or target, so I won't be actually fishing for them. In fact, when I go to check them out, I'm not even gonna have a rod with me, just so that, you know, I'm not putting myself in a bad spot. I'm just gonna have my camera, my underwater camera, on a stick. That way I can kind of walk around and see if I see anything. After I'm done checking for them, I'm gonna head to the spot that I drove by a few times, and I've never tried it, but it looks like a great fishing spot. It's like a little spillway. So I've never fished it before, not really sure what's there. My guess would be pickerel, bass, possibly yellow perch. But we're gonna find out very shortly. Once we're done checking for the herring, we're gonna make a run real quick there. But what I brought for bait today: live minnows. Just netted a few by the bay by me, and now I'm actually gonna live line some of them. Now, I know some of you might be wondering, why in the world is this guy targeting, you know, pickerel, bass, and yellow perch? You know, it's the end of April, stripers, bluefish, you know, a ton of other fish to target, white perch, catfish. But the reason is, I honestly want to go somewhere I haven't fished before. I do feel like I've been fishing a lot of the same spots recently, and you know, I want to switch it up. I do like freshwater fishing. One of the big dilemmas, though, where I am is, you know, saltwater fishing is so prevalent, and you know, it's hard to want to pass up stripers, bluefish, and all those other, you know, game fish. But I honestly don't mind a day in the woods. You know what I mean? Like, the spot that I'm heading to looks like a pretty neat spot. I always loved growing up walking to the local lake and stream and fishing for, you know, pickerel and bass. So it's kind of like a reminiscent moment. I mean, I went fishing for pickerel back in February at a spot that I hadn't fished in, you know, 25 years. And, you know, I wasn't catching humongous fish, but it was like, I don't know, it was the weirdest feeling, like catching fish in a spot that you haven't fished since, you know, you were a little kid, and just, you know, catching them the same way you did 25 years ago. It's pretty cool. So, you know, we'll check out the spot. Hopefully there's fish, so stay tuned. All right, so this is the first time that I've ever been to this spot. Realizing that there is a ton of poison ivy here, so definitely gonna have to scrub my boots and all my clothes afterwards, make sure that I'm not getting poison ivy all over the place. But see, this is what dreams are made of, man. This little spillway can't be more than, you know, 15 yards in width, and it just is like a pristine, beautiful spot. There's not a ton of, there's no trash. I really hope we have some luck here. If not, I mean, it has been, you know, neat just to just see this spot up close. But let me get the rods rigged up and we'll go. All right, so I just stumbled upon this spot. I've never honestly fished here, but I'm gonna give it a shot. You never know. It is a little buggy, but hopefully that doesn't affect anything other than maybe my tolerance to sit out here. But it looked like a cool spot. I had to try it. You know what I mean? I got live minnows, I got artificials. Made the first cast, just kind of slowly working this bobber back. Hopefully that might entice something sitting in this dark water. Oh, fish on, let's go, let's freaking go. Damn, son. First cast. Oh, this Looks like a pickerel. He's trying to run me right into the... Let's go, son. Look at that. Oh, son, man. I haven't caught one of these bad boys. Whoa. Damn. Look at that. Oh, and off he goes. Huh. One fish in. Now all I'm doing, old school, you know, how I grew up fishing. Catch some minnows. Oh, drop the minnows on the ground. Man. We're gonna hook that minnow through the chin. Damn, that was quick. That was the first cast. I wish I would have been able to hold that fish, but you know what? He got safely released. Probably not the way I was planning, but maybe there's some more pickerel here. So that's a good sign. Where the skunk is not gonna get us today. That was probably like a 12-inch pickerel. Looked like a chain, but I honestly didn't even really get much of a chance to see it enough to assess what it was. Now, why I'm giving it this little bit of twitch is it kind of makes the minnow look injured. I'm gonna try another cast. Yeah, there we go. It's almost like a suspended jig with live. Yeah, so I mean, I just stumbled upon this spot, literally just driving. Oh, fish on, baby. Let's go, number 2. Let's see if, oh, this guy's tiny. Look at this, woo-wee. That is one tiny pickerel. Well, this guy inhaled that. I don't want to kill him. Definitely gonna have to use the pliers on this bad boy. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to kill this poor fish. This guy's all gnarled up. Ugh. There we go. No harm done. Oh, let's get that line out of his mouth. A little chain pickerel. We're gonna let him go. And there he goes. He's gone. Man, I'll tell you what, this is bringing me back to my days as a kid. Used to go down to the bay, drop the minnow pot out with, you know, leftover dinner from the night before. Give it about 20 minutes or less, depending on what tide it was, and catch as many minnows as you could use for bait. And then I'd go to the, you know, lake near my house and just literally catch pickerel and bass. You know, I think that's why I love fishing so much. You know, growing up, just getting to fish as much as I wanted. You know, because when you're a kid and you don't have a car, you gotta fish where it's nearby, and typically that's a pond or a lake if you grew up where I was. Now that last cast, I just got right by the spillway. So it's kind of, it won't move very much because it's kind of in like a little dead period, or dead spot where there's not really any current. So I'm gonna slowly move it towards me just so, you know, we could get it in a little bit of moving water so it has a little bit of movement or motion. All right, we're gonna try a few casts with the Blue Fox spinner. It's my go-to for, you know, chain pickerel. See if we can get one on an artificial. Oh, never mind, something's pulling at that float. Something's, oh, messing with that float. Oh, and my rod tip's all banged up. Damn. I missed the fish because I was screwing around. Well, just learned another good life lesson. Only fish one rod at a time. I just lost that fish because I had it wrapped up in that tree. By the time I went to go grab the rod and untie the line, the fish finagled his way off. Oh, something's going for it. Something's going for it. Oh, and I ripped it out of its mouth. All right, so that last fish actually bit me off. I'm gonna actually put a hook on. See if that might be a different presentation. Typically, I don't like fishing a jig for pickerel, but We'll try a hook. We'll see if that works. Tied on. All right, so we got the hook tied on. Just gonna trim the tag. The reason I was saying I'm not a big fan of the jig is I don't feel like the minnow looks natural. The minnow doesn't look natural on a jig because it's got the weight. So we're gonna try a plain hook, see if that does a little bit better. Oh, look at that. That looks like some pickerel candy right there, man. All right, back in the game. Power play is over. All right, let's see if we can find another fish. See, now that's the beauty with a slip. I just adjusted it so that it would present the bait at a lower depth. I think I was, fishing it a little too high to the bobber. So I just dropped it down another 6 inches. We're gonna see if that makes a difference. Oh, just twitched. It's like something's messing with it, but doesn't want to take it completely yet. Oh. Either the minnow's moving or something's pulling it. Fish on. Fish on. Let's go. Oh, he dropped them. Man, I am like 0 for 3 on the last 3 casts. Phew. Gonna be honest, it's been since February since I went out pickerel fishing, and I definitely am rusty. I'm so used to, the bigger saltwater fish that I've been targeting, where it's like, one of those things, you do it more times, you're more prepared, kind of know how to fish for them. Oh, fish on, fish on. Oh, that's a bigger one. That's a bigger one. Ooh. Oh, come on. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah, that's a bigger one. We're gonna try and get this guy up. There we go, baby. Woo! I thought I was gonna miss this one. Ugh. Man, look at that. Hook snapped. Good thing I got him. I didn't want to send him back with that, piercing. But it's a little slime dart, probably 12 inches, maybe 13. All right, we're gonna let this guy go. Ugh. And there he goes, swimming off. We're gonna try using a artificial. We've caught them on minnows. I only got like a few more minutes, so I figure all right, so we kind of switched it up. The line I was using, is 4-pound test, and they literally were biting through it. So I just switched it straight. Oh, fish on. I switched it over to just my Power Pro. Oh, let's go, let's go. Look at that. Woo! Man, that's a ton of fun. Now, switched it over to no leader, so it's just straight to my Power Pro. Man, look at that. Whoa, little slime dart. That was quick, man. That was like almost instantaneous. We're gonna slowly release this bad boy out of here. There he goes. All right, so the hope was that by switching over to just tying straight to the line, we wouldn't lose any more hooks or jigs. We did lose 2. So here goes nothing. That was first fish on just the braid. I don't like fishing straight to the braid, but if it means I'm not gonna, leave some of these fish with jewelry, that's better. They do have little teeth. So that was my bad. I should have probably brought heavier pound tests so that, I wasn't losing, hooks like that. Man, it's like as soon as I pitch it to this one spot, they're just on it like white on rice, man. And you can always tell when it's a small one, because the small ones will just, I don't know if you could see the float, it just kind of twitches. It doesn't really go far. The big ones just grab it and go. I'm gonna try and get it a little further out. All right, let's get her back in the honey hole. There we go. Right there, where there's like a little break in the currents between two of the outflow pipes. I bet you they just sit there just because they don't have to swim against current, and they can ambush anything that's getting washed down the, you know, little spillway right there. Man, I'm so glad I ended up coming up here. I honestly was coming up river to, you know, go look at the herring during their spawn, and I drove by this and I couldn't pass it up. I mean, I've never seen this spot in my life, and I'm so glad I pulled over and, you know, fished it, because this has been like a ton of fun, honestly. Yeah, I'll tell you what, man, pickerel are some fun fish. I catch, you know, stripers, bluefish, and for freshwater, man, they actually have a pretty good fight to them. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, they're, you know, they're a lot of fun on ultralights. Fish on, let's go. That one I got on the jig. Look at that. Man, these things, I'll tell you what, are pretty good fighters for their size. Man. Oh, easy release. Look at that. And he's back and gone. And I didn't lose my hook, it's right here. Now what I'm finding right now is, if I pitch it out, whoa man, that is a lively minnow, man. I don't know if you can see my bobber, but that guy is helping me out. When you get a lively minnow, you don't really have to jig as much, because they do all the work. That nervous twitch, you know, entices fish to want to eat them. But some of the other minnows I had, you know, look like they were on spring break. You know, they're barely moving. So what I've been doing is just kind of slowly twitching it towards me, hoping that, you know, it looks like an injured fish, that, you know, one of these pickerel. Oh, fish on. Look at that. On the jig. On the freaking jig, baby. Look at that. Oh, look at that. That's 3 in a row fish released. Maybe I gotta be a little less arm. I'm so used to these bigger fish, like tog and striper, that I'm like swinging in. Oh, this guy feels, look at that jumbo minnow. That one is ready to be eaten. All right, man, catch me a big pickerel. So we're gonna pitch it out like we said. And you can always see, man, like when you see that bobber kind of go under, it's like the greatest feeling in the world. I don't know about you guys, but, you know, bobber fishing to me is fun. Like I do it for pretty much everything. I am planning on doing some videos once it does get a little bit warmer, like slip bobber. Oh, look at that, on the jig, slip bobber. Oh, look, and another one followed him up. I'm gonna do a slip bobber, oh, easy release. Oh, he got his head stuck in the mud, look at him. There he goes. When it does get warmer, I'm planning on doing a slip bobber flounder video, and also a slip bobber striped bass video, which is a ton of fun catching stripers on a bobber. But for right now, flounder are not currently open, so won't be targeting them for a few weeks. Yeah, we are really running out of time, because I wasn't planning on making another stop. Go figure. It just seems like how it has been recently. The fishing like turns on right when I gotta get out of here. But it has been a success, man. We've caught some fish. And this is just a simple, easy way to catch fish. I mean, really, there's no thinking involved in it. You know, you get live bait, throw it on a hook, throw a float on, and pitch it out. You know what I mean? You can't get any easier than that. Now, I know there's some guys that'll say, oh, well, that's not fishing. You know, you got to use artificials. But, you know, teach their own. To me, this is fun. I do like catching them on artificials, but if this is working, you know, Why change what I'm doing if it's working? Got one. Oh my God, look at that. That one literally followed me in. That's pretty cool. That guy literally followed it all the way about an inch away from me. Now it's also the smallest one we've had today, but we're gonna let him go. All right, got the minnow out there. Oh, fish on, baby. Let's go. Whoa, look at that slime dart. All right, we are going to get that hook out of the side of his mouth, and we are going to let him go. There he goes, off he goes. All right, oh, fish on, baby, fish on the jig. Let's go. Ooh. That guy crushed it. Oh, that's a bigger one. Ooh. Look at that, man. Ooh. Ah, man. That guy's thick, man, with 3 C's. We're gonna get him back in the water. We don't want this guy out long. And there he is. He's just kind of slowly getting back in there. Let's go. Yeah, boy. Catching the pickerels, baby. Look at that hook set. Woo! Man, look at that. Perfect hook set. Side jaw. This guy's not gonna die. And put that rod down. Whoa. Got a nice little chain pickerel. Whoa. Sorry, buddy. Hey, he's back in the water. We're just gonna assist him. Oh, there we go, and he's gone. Dude, I'm so glad I stumbled upon this spot. It is just like a slice of paradise in the middle of the woods. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, I can't explain it. It's one of the most rewarding feelings in the world when you find something and it actually works out. I can't tell you, you know, you probably watch these videos and you think, oh man, I had somebody say the other day, like, man, I wish I could catch fish like you, but to be honest, I'm just a normal guy, man. I'm not some super fisherman. You know what I mean? I've had my fair share of skunks, you know. I've had my fair share of bad fishing days, so, you know, fortunately I've been doing this my whole life, so, you know, a lot of those days are behind me for certain species, because over the years you kind of learn what works and what doesn't work. I will be honest with you, I am very green when it comes to freshwater, especially bass, you know, yellow perch, crappie. So, you know, after a while you kind of learn, you know, different things, different spots, and I'm so happy that we had so much, you know, fun at this spot, because, you know, I want to be able to bring you guys videos every other day. Well, unfortunately, this is going to be our last cast of the day. It's hopefully our good luck minnow to catch one more fish before we got to go. Man, he's lively. As soon as you pitch that flow down, it starts, you know, going under and moving. I know that it's a good minnow. Now, I didn't bring my camera when I caught these minnows, but where I live, they are super easy to catch. I mean, you can catch them with a minnow pot, fill it with anything. Chicken remains, bunker. I mean, I usually use scraps from dinner, just because it's like, it's gonna go in the trash anyway. Might as well, you know, use it for something. Usually just let the pot sit a little bit. You know, some people soak them overnight. For minnows, man, if they're in the spot and they smell what's in that, you know, trap, you don't gotta wait very long. They'll be in there. I also dip net them, but you know, that requires having a spot to go dip net, and you need the right tide for them, to be honest with you. Man, come on, one more fish. Man, this minnow was lively when I first threw him on. Now I could see him. He's kind of like playing dead. Oh, there we go. There we go. Fish on, baby. Way to end the day, brother. Let's go, son. Oh, man. Man, this guy inhaled that one. Let me get the pliers out. Ugh. Now, this one's not going to be harmed. It's just stuck in his mouth. Thank God he didn't get down to his gills. Ooh. Now, while I have this guy in him, they do have some teeth, man. I don't know if you could tell, but let's get this hook out of him and get him back in the water. All right, just got the hook out. Oh, and there he goes, swimming off to be caught by someone else. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. As always, if you liked the video, comment down below. If you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Click the button down below. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys soon.